We're back with more of Ask Alexyss Part 2, dealing with mama-daughter drama. You know, camera girl, it's some women, and I saw this growing up, that will actually sit on their porch or look outside their door and look at young girls and compare themselves to young girls, and she'll get angry at a young girl because that little girl is developing. She started to get a nice round butt, nice shapely big legs, nice fully developed perky breasts that sit up. Because see this is what, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Not only do women just watch other people's daughters walking up and down the street, coming from school, playing ball. Girl, it ain't nothing like an envious, jealous spirit from a woman. Because a woman is vicious and can be real deadly when women get envious and jealous, when they start coveting another woman's pussy, titties, and ass. Yes, I said it. And face and hair. You got a lot of older women looking at these little girls and they're coveting something that don't belong to them. They want some shit that they can't have. They want to actually damn go back and wish they could be damn 13 again, and wish they could be 20 again, but Father Time done kicked off in their ass so damn bad that they can't reverse that damn shit, and they have to deal with the cards they was fucking dealt. Even if they dealt their own, you know, some people deal themselves a bad damn hand and want to blame God and the church and want to blame society for a lot of shit we do to our damn self. So not only you got them women looking at little girls, setting them up, because girls, some vicious old ass women, they will set up and put smear campaigns out on little girls. Say that little girl gonna be a little whore when she grow up. That one gonna be a stripper when she grow up. Hell, that one's sucking dicks right now. And the little girl may not be doing that, but do you know you can speak some shit on a little girl and make the shit come true? Even if I've seen women say their little babies was 2 years old and she was gonna be a slut. You might have seen that, but do you have to speak that on that little girl's life? Because although she's 2 years old, you're putting that in the universe. You're putting that in the very nucleus of the atom that revolve around her subconscious time-struck world. Do you hear me? Everything that is said, even, you know, it is some shit you do not have to say with your mouth, but you can say it by just your actions and the energy that you give off. And when you touch somebody, you ain't never had nobody touch you when you was a little kid, and you knew if they loved you and you knew if they didn't. You knew when they were giving you a bath and putting on your clothes, it was because they loved you, the way they washed the clothes, the way the clothes felt, the way they smelled, the way they put them on your body, the way they took the dirty clothes off, the way they washed you when you was in the bathtub. And then you knew when a motherfucker was washing you up because they didn't want to wash you up. It was some shit they had to do, like it was a chore. You know, they throwing you all around in the bathtub, or they throwing you around and putting your clothes, putting your shoes on, like they can't just wait till this is over. They can't get this done fast enough. And then you know when somebody grown is putting your clothes on because they want to give you a whole dick. You know what I'm saying? See, it's the unsaid messages that are just more damn deadly and devastating than the messages that come out of a grown woman's mouth or a grown person's mouth when somebody is a child. So you have not only these women doing it that are not related to them, but then you have women that are related to the little girl saying those things about her. And then you have the mama actually talking about the little girl to family members and to men. And I've seen women do this. We got to do another subject, another show on this one, where women will say things like, well, I'm the only woman in this house, telling their little girls that. And y'all are just children, y'all are little girls. You ain't grown, you ain't running in here, but then they dog out and mistreat the little girl and put the little girl down. Well, this is one very powerful thing about a period. And they try to make a period look ugly and nasty, and say that, you know, Eve was cursed with a period. A period isn't a curse, because a period is a sign of creation and rejuvenation and stimulation. We could not have a procreation of the nation if a woman don't have a menstrual cycle, because she can't get pregnant. And when she loses that egg and that blood every month, there is nourishment, and that's not just waste. There's an unfertilized egg in there. But you got a lot of women that look at their little girls that some of them didn't want, and they get afraid when they see that little girl start developing and blossoming into a woman. See, she's a little girl on one hand, but inside of her womb she has all the components necessary to make her a grown woman. And when her pineal and her pituitary gland start being activated based on her body cell memory and own programming and timing, she gonna start developing into a little woman, and it scares a lot of women. Do you realize when we get a period, ladies, our body starts to shift, our vibration shifts, and we start giving off a totally different frequency and a totally different smell because the chemistry of our body changes, and a lot of mamas feel threatened by their daughters. A lot of mamas get threatened when their daughters start developing a butt, a breast, and the little girl start bleeding. See, blood, especially on a menstrual level, is a life force. It's a divine and very powerful life force, and a woman is powerful because she has a period. She's not cursed. And that's why so many mothers that are not secure in themselves, that feel threatened, especially got a man at home she interested in, or she trying to screw young boys, let her daughter come around and the boy starts smelling her. Because the old people down here say she's smelling herself, she's smelling her tail. Well, when we get a menstrual and we go through puberty, we do give off a different chemistry and smell, and the boys give off a chemistry and smell, and the boys smell you because your subatomic chemistry and the frequency you're giving out, just like dogs can hear certain sounds and we can't, well, men can pick up a certain scent from a woman, and it's some men that are really in tune with our body and with their body. They know when your period's on, even if you ain't stinking, even if you washed up, because if they on a certain vibration. See, they vibrating on a certain level. So a lot of women got these men in the house that they already know ain't theirs. They already know don't belong to them. They already know that man they with like young women, like young girls, and what they start doing, humiliating their own daughter, degrading the daughter, pulling away from the daughter because she got a period. We're gonna talk about what you saying? No, go ahead.
I know this girl that she wound up turning into a lesbian, and she explained to me why. She said her mother had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend raped her when she was like 14. So she told her mother, and her mother was like, "You're trying to interfere in my relationship," and basically put her out the house. So based on her disgust for that man, she in turn turned to the man. So she is the dominant. She's that in you know, lesbian relationship. But this is a really, like, she just hurt, you understand what I'm saying? And so from such an early age she turned into the butch, and she's going out in life of crime. All this stemming from her mother not wanting to uphold and defend her, but want to preserve her relationship with some raggedy old
dominant butch. I'm gonna be a dominant lesbian because I'm gonna control my pussy. I'm gonna protect my pussy. Ain't no man gonna hurt me no more. Ain't no man gonna violate me no more. Since my mama didn't protect me and save me, I'm gonna save and protect myself, and ain't no man gonna ever do that. See, a lot of times women think they're completely gay and they not. A lot of times the defense mechanism is pain. It's like, fuck these niggas, I ain't got time for this, I ain't dealing with this. And it's mamas that will sacrifice their daughters, and they'll let a man lay up with their daughter and abuse and molest the little girl and turn their back because they want him so bad, and then will hate their own daughter and abuse her and humiliate her and call her a whore. Because